Hi, welcome back to part 2 of the safe room slash storm room, and we made a lot of progress, so let's get started. Well, you can see I got it all painted up. I have the LED lighting and that in there, along with the 2 little exhaust fans. Now, what I have going on here is I just had some 12-volt LED strips that I had laying around here, so I thought, well, I might as well make use out of them. So that's all just 12 volt, and then the fans, that's 5 volt. That's off of a USB plug, and it operates up here. Turn them on, and exhausts out. So the door isn't going to be airtight, so it'll be able to draw the air in from the door. Plus, there's a hole down by the outlet that I have. But you can see it's all going to be powered by this. I bought this Blue Eddy, and it's just a small one. I think it's a 268 watt hours on it. So, but it's enough to run here. Let me turn the fans on high, and we can look at the output that it's on there. It should run the fans and the lights for an easy 24 hours. If we get the worst case scenario is everything blows away and we blow away with it. But the next worst case scenario would be like the house collapses and we're actually stuck inside. Now the door is going to open in, but if the house collapses, we may not be able to get out until somebody gets in and gets the roof and stuff off of us. So at least this here will keep us lit up. We can charge our cell phones on it if needed. Like I say, with the lights, the exhaust fans, and it powered off. But yeah, you can see, it's saying that can do this, for 30 hours. So I think even to say it can, do it for 24 hours would be a safe bet. And that would be if we needed to run all the lights, because I do have a switch up here where I can turn off one of the LED strips. Just in case we really had to conserve. We didn't know how long we were going to be trapped or anything like that. So, I don't know. And I actually got a really good deal on this. And it was through Amazon I bought it. So, and once again, I pay full price for my stuff. I don't have anybody handing me anything. So I'm not going to tear it apart or anything like that. But, yeah, it was like $280 or $290 or something at Amazon. And they had like a $50 coupon plus a $10 coupon plus another the free solar charger cable, which I have in the other room over there. And it came with all that, and I think I paid like $230 for it. So it was actually a really good deal. And it has good reviews on it. So, and it will even come in handy, if we lose power someday. This little guy will power like our little freezer easily overnight. It'll keep it, running overnight. So it'll easily do that. It'll easily power a computer for half a day or whatever. It's a pretty nice little guy. So I'll keep you posted as far as if it's if it's as good as I hope it is, or if it turns in to be a piece of crap. I will let you know either way. But I am making progress. The safe is ordered, so everything's all painted, and I'm just waiting. I painted. It was been about 2 days ago, but give paint a good week before you really start setting anything heavy on it, before I bring in my ammo boxes. And I have a couple little watertight, those little safe things where you keep important paperwork in. And they're heavy, so, because they're also fireproof. So I don't want them sticking to there. So we'll give it a good week for this paint to cure up and that. But I just wanted to get this little Blue Eddy in here and get the fans and mainly the lights. Now at least I can work in here and not have to pull in a floor lamp or put on my headlamp or something like that. But it's there. It's small. It's small, but it don't need to be big for the purpose. I don't plan on spending time in here unless I absolutely have to. And then you can see on this side, this is the outside of it. I started putting up the outside wall, because this is all going to get drywall over it. Now this wall has nothing to do with the shelter or anything like that, other than the fact that it's just going to hide it so you don't see it. So I started on that. I have this one wall up, and I still have to do the wall over here, and that's actually, I have to do something with the switches over there. So yeah, that's a definite Saturday or Sunday morning project, because I have to kill the power to the room and relocate that switch to the new wall. So it's getting there, and pretty soon I'm hoping to have this wall up this weekend and start drywalling, and hopefully after all that the safe will be here and we can get that put in. Well, you can see we got it all, the wall board is up, drywall, and I just started mudding and taping it, and in the process of that, as you can see, the safe door is sitting here, so that can only mean one thing. That means the safe has arrived. Now, we just got, they call this an 18 gun safe, and yeah, don't buy an 18 gun safe thinking you're going to get 18 guns in it. That's not going to happen. Usually double. Figure if it says 18, count on getting about 9 guns in there, and even that, if they all have scopes and stuff on it, even that's kind of rough sometimes. So what we did is, my wife and I, and we chose this one. It's 240 pounds total. We pulled the door off, and yeah, you get a lot of people they'll ask that question, oh, can I pull the door off? And everybody goes, no, gosh, no. Yeah, you can actually. They're slide pins that actually pop. You just lift up the door and it just lifts up out of here. And one thing is there's a little, most safe, at least 2 out of the 3 safes that I have owned, there's a little ball bearing in there that pin rides on when you pivot it. It likes to stick to the door when you pull it out, and if it falls on, you're in your garage and it falls on the concrete floor, it'll just roll to wherever. So be careful. Don't lose that ball bearing. Make sure when you pull it out, have somebody watching, in case that sticks and it falls out. But just make sure it's inside that pin, because this is closed up down here. That ball bearing won't fall through down here. So I have it all leveled out. As level as I can in here. The concrete floor isn't the greatest, but so I just had to shim up that one corner, make it nice and stable. So you do want to make sure. Now I'm not going to teach you how to train how to put in a gun safe. It comes with instructions. Follow the instructions. I'm just giving you a little couple tips that, like I say, this is our 3rd safe that we've owned, and yes, make sure if your floor isn't level, make sure you shim, because if you have like a low spot and you anchor this to the concrete floor, you can actually twist some of the safe and the door won't open and close as nice. So just make sure you shim it, and it's kind of level, so this way the door isn't swinging open and closed by itself on you. And if you're on a concrete floor like we are, use plastic shims. Just use wood. Wood can, if it gets a little moist, it can rot and everything. And as far as mounting, the safe came with, these are basically like a Tapcon almost. They work well. I'm not a big fan of them. I mean, they work well, and they will work well enough on it. But I actually had some of these, your regular concrete anchors. I like these a lot better. I think they hold a little bit better. Now this safe is also flood rated, where it can take 2 feet of water for 7 days. So it does come with rubber washers that will go on when this goes in, so it's seal off the bottom of the safe. So let me get this all anchored in here and we'll go from there. There, you can see I got all 4 of the anchors in there, along with the rubber washers. And so, yeah, she's nice and sturdy now. So on to the next thing. Let's start putting it back together. There, we got the bottom back in. Now let's get the door back on. Alrighty, and the door is back on. I set this shelf, And they actually have a power cord. So I have the power cord in the back. And in case you ever want to add any kind of lighting or anything on the inside. So I have the shelves separated, the doors on. I just got to get the keypad and everything hooked up to it and get it filled up. And there you have it. It is in there, secured, door is on. It's all locked up and ready to go. Enter. And opens up. And all the seals, like I say, this one here, it is rated at 45 minutes at like 1200 degrees, something like that, and 7 days at 2 feet of water. So hopefully it never has to get tested, at least by me on that. But we bought and paid full price for this thing. Nobody gave it to us. We got it from Home Depot. I don't know, they had a sale or they messed up on the price or something, but yeah, we paid like a little over $700 for it. And yeah, now it's back up to like almost $1,000 for the safe. So it seems like a pretty nice safe. Now, I wish they would have included a center board. My other Winchester I had a center board that went through here, which made this a little bit more stable. So you could set something, if you weren't using this for any kind of rifles, you could set something on here because it had that center board. So I'll probably make something for that. And then we'll see what all fits in here and what don't. And you can see, I have, just to show you, give you an example, this isn't rated as an 18 gun safe. And I only have 4 of my rifles in here right now. The other 2 pretty much get left out, for, just a 22 and a shotgun, one for varmints and the other one's for bigger varmints. And so, I put them 2 in here and it's pretty much full. So that's like 6 rifles in here. I have 1, 2, 3 with scopes on it. And yeah, that's pretty much full. I don't like banging my crap all together and knocking the scopes out. So, you judge it for what you will. You can see there's room for, 2 more, and that would be about it. And, the safe up there. I do like the pocket. I didn't have that on my other Winchester one. Didn't have the pocket. I do like that, just to keep some magazines and stuff in there. And, I can see, close that up. Locked it. And just kind of keep some supplies and stuff in here. Eventually I want to get, like a 6-pack of water and just, a couple little, trail bars, or even buy a couple MREs or something. Just keep them in here in case we get trapped in here for a day or something like that. We're not going to go thirsty and starve or anything like that. And one thing to keep in mind when you put in a safe, of any kind, gun safe, any kind of safe, is you try and put it in tight quarters, because in case somebody does, discover your safe, obviously the best safe is the one that nobody knows about. So, but if you put it in tight quarters in here, there's not a lot of room to get a crowbar. This is the opening side of the door. As far as getting a crowbar of any kind of size in here at any kind of decent angle, or to get a crowbar in the back to pry the safe, to bust it out of the concrete and then knock it on the floor. I was always told, just kind of keep it in tight quarters, because the less accessible it is with bigger crowbars and stuff like that. But I always figured if somebody's breaking in my house and they know I have a safe, they're coming with the right tools, and it don't much matter. They just got to hope that I'm not home when they're here. And you can see on the outside, I have this wall up. I moved that switch over there. I figured I'd show you that. I forgot about that. But yeah, you can just see it's just pretty simple. I moved it in. I still have to enclose that a little bit so you can't gain access to the wires. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to wrap this up and call it a part 1 on here, because I'm actually going to try and attempt to make a hidden door on here. Now, I've seen it done. I have never done it. So I'm going to attempt to do that on here. So right now, I'm still working on that other door too. So for now, I think I'm going to wrap this video up and call it a part 1. And then we can take over again with a part 2. Again, thank you for watching. Bye.